What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Kenny Tarot YouTube channel. Welcome. Hopefully you guys have been doing well. If you are new here, welcome to the family. Hopefully you can subscribe and officially join the family because we are good people, and I'm sure if you are drawn to this video that you're good people too. So with that being said, today's topic was definitely brought on by the spirit team of mine. I think it's quite important that we remember that yes, we're living in this human experience, but we're also a part of, a bigger plan. There's also, we also have a purpose, and we're also connected to a higher power, which, you guys may refer to this higher power as to whatever name or whatever deity or whatever title that you want to give them. However, I usually refer to it as universe or source. And today, this is who is going to be speaking to you. Today's topic is, what is the universe's favorite thing about you? I think this is going to be quite enjoyable, to be honest, because it's going to see, or universe is going to really use me, obviously, to speak to you, but really going to highlight, maybe certain characteristic or certain aspect, or maybe some things that you are actually doing on this life journey of yours that the universe finds very appealing. I think it's going to be a little bit heartwarming to know that the universe is very much aware of everything that's going through your life. And I just think it's very important to really have this moment to really get some answers or get just some type of encouragement straight from source, literally. So with that being said, you guys, please choose from these piles from left to right. We have crystal quartz, we also have citrine, we have carnelian, and lastly we have black tourmaline. So please choose what you got, and now with your eyes, and I will catch you at your reading. What up, pile number one? We're about to find out what is the universe's favorite thing about you. This is for those with the clear quartz crystal. The cards that the universe has given us are the Four of Swords in reverse, Queen of Wands, very bright card. We also have the Hangman. We have number 17, Heal, which in this deck, this is the star card. We also have the second house. We have the Wasp. We have self-respect. And we also have destiny. So, by the way, the universe wants me to say, if for some reason you have been labeled as maybe an a-hole or the B word, if for some reason you've ever been labeled like that, just know that this is really people's own inferiority projecting onto you. You know what I mean? You have a strong personality. That's what the universe is telling me. And if this is not something that you are experiencing now, this is something that you will definitely grow into becoming. But this is a strong personality to where, sometimes people are a little bit shook. And I also feel like this is also the type of personality, if you are a woman especially, it's really going to throw people off guard. Because this is one of those cases in which if this was like a man that I'm describing, it could be, but I'm just saying if it was a man that I was describing, it would be like, okay, well, that's common, like that's something that should be expected, but because what the universe is about to describe, it could in fact be the embodiment of a woman or someone who does maybe exhibit more feminine traits, it could be shocking to people because this is not what society has, made us to believe that women are supposed to be. But I see that the universe has definitely kind of helped mold you into becoming someone who stands out and someone who really goes against the typical idea of what people are supposed to be and what people are supposed to behave. They're making me think about Nicki Minaj. I don't know what it was exactly, but she there's this interview that people tend to play as on the internet, and basically she was saying how if a man were to be like, you know what, I need this to be done, I need this done, and you're fired, things like that, that would be okay. But because if a woman does that same thing, then she's labeled as, the B word and all these other, horrible things that really just exhibits the double standard. I have to say, you are going to be the example of why these double standards are complete and utter trash and nonsense. And the universe is really happy about that. Really happy about that. Let's get into it. So we have Four of Wands in reverse. This speaks about waking up. I'm woke. No, but the universe, I feel like for you guys, there's a moment. Like I said, if this is not who you are now, what was already described, this is what's going to happen for you. There's a moment of activation that's going to occur. Maybe there was a time in your life where you did put up with things that you didn't necessarily should have put up with, but you just went with it. I'm also sensing like a lot of maybe like misogyny, unfair, systems, things like that, and I think there's going to be a moment where you just completely and totally activate to where you're not going to have any of that. And you're going to be like, who says just because I'm this person and I'm this type of way that I can't do this? The universe is also saying that you're not the type of person that just speaks about it. You actually be about it. You're not just someone who talks the talk, but you also walk the walk. And this is who you are, the Queen of Wands. This is who the universe sees you as. The Queen of Wands is definitely one of my favorite queens. The Queen of Wands is charismatic, ambitious, authoritative if need be. Definitely a creative energy. This is also someone with some type of magical aspect about them. This is usually someone who's quite sexy and daring as well. This is also someone who's not afraid. They're very courageous. And the universe really wants to speak about your goals and your ambitions. The universe is saying that they're working with you to make those manifestations that you've asked of or you asked for into reality. They're showing me the Three of Wands, which is another manifestation card. You're going to get everything that you want. And the universe is going to make sure of that in this life. Absolutely. And it's because they're making me feel like you understand the concept of manifestation. It's the fact that it is a it's a teamwork type of thing. The universe is going to obviously help you as well, but you also have to put the action and the belief in that as well. So the universe is like, yo, we are working, together, side by side, into creating this reality that you've been dreaming of. Okay, and it's not even like dreaming. It's really like you're really pursuing this life that you wanted for yourself. I'm getting more so of career that they want to speak about. when it comes to your manifestation. But let's continue. We also have the Hanged Man. This is the group that you're definitely meant to stand out. This is my group where you maybe look different, or maybe have a different thing, or maybe what was explained in the beginning is exactly who you are, in the sense that there's something about you that's really supposed to shake this world up, and really be like, yo, what you believe isn't necessarily true. You know what I mean? There's other aspects. There's other, qualities about people that should be uplifted. There's not just only one standard. So a lot of times you're going to find yourself being maybe a type of person that stands alone in your own truth. And the universe loves that about you, because it's not the type of person who follows the pack. If you genuinely feel something is, whether it's right or wrong, you're going to stand alone in that, if it came down to it. And if that means that you have to maybe sacrifice a few friendships or people just for that, then you will. I'm also getting you're someone who's very much they're showing me the image of Joan of Arc, and if they're showing me that, it's more so like you're someone who's willing to, I want to say, well, they're using the term die. If it means that, you were truly authentic to yourself. This is the type of person who's not moved by the fact that just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean I have to. This is an honest, very truthful person. We have number 17, which equals 8. With this group, I can guarantee you, and I can guarantee you, because this is what the universe is making me say, I can guarantee you that this will be a pile that is successful financially. Absolutely. They keep showing me the number 8, which means an infinite and abundance. Yeah. So we have heal. For you, I'm getting that you are actually a source of a source of hope, a source of just light. That I think the universe definitely shines through you in these type of moments where you're around people who needs some type of energy boost, and you're the type of person to go to for that. You're very important. I mean, everyone's very important, of course, but I think when it comes to your own friends group, or the people that you connect with, they are going to find you to be such an invaluable person, or someone who they can never see their life without. And I think it's because you do have an effect where it's like they're showing me the example, like if someone was going through a breakup, you're the type of person that they would go to in order to immediately feel better and feel really encouraged to really give love a chance again. You know what I mean? Your energy is very, as the card suggests or states, healing. Whether it's just to make someone laugh or to really, pump them up in your own fiery type of way. Yeah. We have the second house. The second house is about material wealth, your material possessions, your, finances. This is what this card's about, and this is what the universe is referring to. There's going to be something that's going to be brought to you, to your attention at least. The universe is making me feel like it's something that's already around you, or something that's already been shown to you, or something that you may be aware of, but you maybe just didn't necessarily see this as an opportunity to really become financially wealthy from. But there's going to be a possible career opportunity that's going to be brought to your attention. They're making me feel like you could be like the type of person who's, whether it's a social media or influencer, but someone who's really, it doesn't, not necessarily doing what I'm doing, but more so like people who go to, there's a lot of influencers out there, a lot of people who are on YouTube who people relate to and people find solace in watching. I think you're going to have relatable stories. You're going to be someone who really encourages and motivates viewers and things like that, if that's what you were doing, but this is how they're making me feel. But definitely a leader type of position. And even if you are within a regular salary job, I see you striving to become and really climbing up the ladder rather quickly to become of a leadership position. But yeah, this card just mostly also indicates that you're definitely meant to experience a certain type of lifestyle, a very comfortable, financially comfortable lifestyle, and they're making me feel like this is what you want. Now we also have the Wasp. It says anger, retaliation, and jealousy. And as I spread that, it showed me the Ace of Swords. So you have a sharp, they're saying sharp tongue, you have a sharp wit, and sharp intellect as well. Yeah, you're always on your toes. Like, I think if someone were to challenge you when it comes to like a banter or some sort, like, it would not be an easy challenge, you know what I mean? Universe is saying that you're smart, you're incredibly passionate, ambitious, and it's something that radiates from the inside out. That's really going to be the source as to how you're going to accomplish so many things in your life, especially when it comes to your financial endeavors. But I think once again, it's really changing the narrative when it comes to like being assertive, being a B, or being an a-hole. Changing that narrative to something a little bit more positive. The universe sees that as a positive quality for you. And we also have self-respect. These cards will not focus today, will it? But we also have self-respect. Now, so the universe is also saying the way that you talk, the way that you think, the way that you, maybe even the perspectives and values that you have, they're indicative to how highly you view yourself as. And the universe loves that. I don't feel doubt. I mean, maybe there's some times where, yeah, you do have your down moments, but I don't really feel like this, at least not all the time, where I feel like you ever have doubts that you're going to be, where you want to be in this life. And I think how you present yourself is it definitely commands people's respect. It's not to say that you are someone who is like, you better give me respect. Like, that's not what I'm getting from you. I'm getting someone who just naturally has that effect. And like I said, I feel as though that you would be, your soul will be inside of a vessel that is maybe either a woman, someone who's non-binary, or of the LGBT community, because I just feel like that's how the universe likes to do sometimes. And when it comes to really proving how, or really shaking things up, shaking society up to really reveal a truth. And I think the truth is that there are But there's different types of people. There's different types of people that should be uplifted instead of being discouraged. But you're going to be the shining example of that. Absolutely. We have destiny, which once again, number 8. Number 8 is very significant with you. If you ever see the number 8, it's really the universe talking to you, talking about, yo, you are on your way. We are there with you when it comes to your career, especially, and when it comes to your, what feels like it's going to be an abundant lifestyle. As I picked this card, they showed me the King of Wands. So I do believe you're going to be in a very significant union with a person who really matches your vibration. I think if you were recently activated, or there was a moment that you can recall where you kind of changed into this person, then it was really the universe helping you switch into the path to where you meeting this King of Wands individual that they're showing me would make sense, because that person is pretty much the same as well. I even see like this is a future power couple that we see. So, and I feel like it's kind of destined with you two that there is going to be maybe an endeavor that you are going to embark on, or something that you guys are going to do together that the universe really is excited about, that may even have an impact on the world. So, you keep doing you, okay? It's what the universe is saying. Keep being you. Don't listen to naysayers. And I'm sure by this energy, you don't listen to naysayers. And everything about you is completely and totally perfect. Even what you may consider, or what people may consider as flaws, especially this type of persona, the universe is like, this is who you're meant to be, and it's for a reason. So, with that being said, pile number 1, I hope that you enjoyed this message from the universe and what the universe favors about you the most. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye. What is up, pile number 2? This is for those who picked the citrine stone. We're about to find out what is the universe's favorite thing about you. The cards that they gave us are the Ace of Swords in reverse. We also have the Justice card. We also have the Two of Swords. We also have number 8, Success and Growth, which in this deck, this is the 8 of Wands. We also have the 8th house. We also have the Queen. We also have sexuality. You can't probably see that because it's too glossy. We also have new beginnings. First of all, let's mention the fact that we have number 8 here. We also have number 8 here. We also have number 8 here. And we also have 4 plus 4 equals 8. Number 8 is very significant. Number 8 means infinite. It also means abundance. In this case, I feel like there's going to be an infinite amount of happiness, joy, especially inner joy. Obviously this could also mean money too, but I get the sense that the universe really wants to speak about your growth, your journey. I do feel like the majority of you guys watching this could already have experienced this. But if not, maybe this is something that you'll experience later. So this energy feels like someone who it just feels like you were kind of molded into being a being that is a contradiction to what everyone believes, and that usually happens because something needs to change. I'm not saying this is who you are, but there's a concept called indigo childs, in which sometimes they'll incarnate in an unfortunate situation, or maybe harsh or very difficult situations, and the purpose is to really shake things up. Usually these are the people who may go through some tough things. However, in the end, the message and the growth will be very impactful. And it's meant to change things from how they once were. So with this group, with that being said, you could be a woman now. You don't have to be, but you could also be of the LGBT community. That's the two things that they gave me. I get the sense that society has definitely made it difficult for you to be who you were or who you are. I also see the classic example of how just because you're a woman, you should want to strive to be a wife and a mother, when that's not everyone's goal. That's not everyone's idea of happiness. And I feel like if you have ever had the inclination to not have kids, to not be, a spouse, just know that was not by mistake. Let's begin. So we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. It's showing me somebody with their blindfolds on, almost like the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you're the type of person who says a lot of things, and people may think, oh, you're crazy, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But you're actually speaking the truth, is what the universe is saying. You're actually more connected to the truth than a lot of people give you credit for. But I think it's because it's so much different than what everyone is saying, to where people don't even consider the fact that consider the possibility that this could actually be the truth. So I'm also getting that you're actually a lot smarter, a lot more intelligent than you get credit for. Once again, it's about the way you communicate. There's things that you say or things that you talk about that people look at you like, is this person okay? When you're perfectly fine. It just seems that you're a little bit more connected than most. There's this theory that I read or heard about, people who have schizophrenia, that they're only diagnosed because people don't know what it is or actually what it is. So they've diagnosed it, and maybe a lot of people shun them and they're judged. And the theory is that maybe they're actually connected, and maybe they actually do see and do hear beings of another dimension, or of otherworldly beings. And to them it's normal, but to everyone else who never experienced schizophrenia, they consider it to be an illness. So that example is just an indicator that this could be one of those situations in which people may be like, okay, you are either really crazy or you're a genius. Now we also have the Justice card. Once again, I'm getting, you guys could experience a very significant either marriage or a very significant relationship that pretty much feels like a marriage. I get the sense that you are someone who is going to be, tasked with the path to really prove, especially if you are a woman, who maybe people have may led you to believe that you have to be married, especially you have to be married at a certain time, and that you have to have kids. Like that should be one of your wishes. I feel like you could possibly be in a relationship or marriage that you don't love, that you're not happy in, and experience a breakup or a divorce. And the thing is, this divorce or breakup did not come to be by way of, it was just amicably. I feel like this is going to be a stance for you. A stance because it represents a stance against society, gender norms, a stance against, everyone saying that you must be a certain type of way or live a certain type of life. Yeah. You're meant to stand out. And it's not going to be met well with a lot of people's opinions. But the thing is, you're actually you're the bringer of truth. You're someone who's actually, when you do these things, you're actually in the right, but people just don't see that. But yeah, I also feel like this is also indicating that you guys are actually quite honest as well, which is something that the universe favors about you. It's just the way you communicate. There's something about the things that you say, the things of how you say it, or maybe just the fact that you do speak your mind. I really think you could be connected to the universe and source. And I think the things that you say that may be off the wall, things like that, it's actually source speaking through you. We have the Two of Swords. Once again, they're showing me like a breakup. I think you're going to be tasked with whether or not you should leave or stay within this relationship. And I feel like this relationship in particular is a relationship in which you feel kind of, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It's just that maybe the marriage or the relationship itself could feel like you're trapped. Maybe just the institution of marriage is entrapment for you. And so you're going to be definitely tasked to make a decision. And this decision, like I said, it's going to have impact. I don't know if it's just impact around the people around you or just society, or maybe on a bigger scale. But you give off someone who is, if they have to stand alone, then they'll do so proudly. I get very much like the upcoming card, queenly energy. You're not gonna back down when it comes to something that you believe in, something that you feel drawn to. Overall, you come across as someone who is very intellectual and also very intuitive and very deep. And it's also someone who believes in fairness and believes in justice. This is also activist type of energy. This is also like feminist energy as well. And it just seems like you kind of were molded to be someone who fights against the system and fight against what people have believed for so long to be right when it actually isn't. We have number 8, which is success and growth. This also speaks about communication as well. The 8 of Wands. I think what you do or what you're going to do as far as a career has to do with you speaking and you. I feel like it's going to be a profession in which maybe not a lot of people are doing, or a lot of people have the courage to do. Because you know it's the truth. You're like, you know, someone has to do it. Someone has to make sure the truth gets heard. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know how specifically. The universe is not revealing that to me just yet, but you could have a very prosperous career in something to do with your communicating, you're using your voice, and maybe there could be some type of slight activism, even though sometimes people may be like, that making money and activism should not go hand in hand. I get it, but it doesn't have to be. It just seems like you are going to be a source of truth, knowledge, and information that not everyone is going to be privy of or really believe, because they've been conditioned to believe something else. We also have the 8th house. So this is kind of like Pluto energy. So this is like transformation, Scorpio energy. Once again, this is that deep knowledge. Maybe you are into the occult. Maybe you're into mysticism. I also get this is the sense in which you're going to grow to something that in your life, and I feel like it could be a relationship, that is really going to shift the path for you and make this change occur. So the universe is acknowledging that you're actually a strong person, and whatever that you are going to go through, or whatever that you have gone through, just know that it's something that it's going to be benefits to that maybe unfortunate or maybe difficult situation. I'm getting a divorce. Like, I mean, if that's not what you want to hear, I do apologize, but that's what they keep making me feel and keep showing me. Like, even though you don't see it out here, they're showing me all divorce cards and divorce images. Even here, there's a ring. There's 2 rings here. So I don't know if you've been married before or not, but I do feel like that could be a possible case, especially with the Justice card here, that you could be in a marriage, but you're only in the marriage not because you actually want to be, but because this is how society have made you to believe. So I feel like there's going to be a time where you can't really stand all the conformity. You can't stand to conform anymore, and that's when you break out. So yeah, I feel like there's going to be some intense moments in your life that the universe is acknowledging, but the universe is also saying that this is really going to bring about the most growth. And the universe is kind of commending you because the universe knows that you're a strong person. And we also have the Queen. I like this card because it's coinciding with the idea that you got people who are watching this, especially if you're a woman. I keep saying that I've really tried to make this as inclusive as possible. Like, if you're a woman or someone else who is of the LGBT community, or just someone who exhibits who are at least a part of a minority in which society has made people believe that you are inferior in some way, shape, or form, right? This card makes me feel that you are actually superior. I mean, I don't want to put down anybody else, but this card makes me feel like while other people think that they're royalty, you're the actual royalty. And also, this also speaks about empowerment. Your whole journey is going to be about empowerment and about strength. And this is also someone who is not going to enter any relationship, at least at the point that you made this transformation. You're not going to enter in a relationship just for the hell of it, or just because I'm lonely, or just because society makes it appear so. The queen doesn't always necessarily have to have a king. Okay? And another thing that they're making me say is that the queen, like, behind every king is a queen. No. The queen can stand in the front too, and further ahead than the king. It's about empowerment. This card as well is about empowerment as well. This is the type of thing that I'm getting. I'm getting like, okay, for example, this may be like so wild example, but for example, if you're Amish, if you have grown in an Amish community, you're giving me the energy that you're the type of person that will break out of that. If you have grown into a culture in which you are told, okay, you must be modest, you must dress like this, you must dress like that, you're gonna break out of that. And it's meant to be because, who says that's the only way that we have to be? Who says I can't be that and still believe in this and still do that? Like, who says? This is also for those religious people out there. But this is not about sex. This is about, I mean, it could be obviously, but it's really about being comfortable. Like, for example, there's a lot of women who are very comfortable with their sexuality and the idea of sex because they feel it's a way of being in power, really just taking back, the idea of sexuality. Because men are free to express their sexuality, especially heterosexual men. They're free to do that without any type of judgment. But women, they tend to get judged. Even I see, women sometimes judge other women, maybe based on how they dress or how they may behave, or hell, maybe if they even doing OnlyFans. But my point is, this card represents you feeling liberated and going against the odds or the opposition. We have new beginnings. Number 44, which also equals to 8. Yeah, so what's going to happen, or maybe what already happened, was that you will experience something. The universe is saying you're going to experience something. This feels like a marriage, or it feels like a relationship, and it's going to really trigger you to really want to fly, because you're going to feel like the marriage, or maybe it could be the person as well, makes you feel small, makes you feel trapped. And it's really going to shift you into this new beginning, this new person. And this new person is, royalty, is what the universe is describing. Someone who is going to be a fighter for justice and fighter for truth. Also someone who has comfort and freedom in expressing their thoughts, their perspectives, their sexuality. You're meant to be an example of being liberated from these norms in society. You're meant to shake things up too. So, you don't have an easy task, the universe is saying, but you are the person for the task, is what the universe is also saying. So with that being said, pile number 2, I hope that you enjoyed this message from the universe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye. What is up, pile number 3? This is for those that picked the carnelian stone. We're about to find out what is the universe's favorite thing about you. The cards that they gave us are the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the World card. We have number 6, Believe and Succeed, which in this deck is the 6 of Wands. We have Pisces. We have the Eagle. We have Compatibility, which you can't see. And we also have Love. Pile number 3. Some of you guys may not be considered or maybe well aware of the concept that they're about to make me say. But I know a lot of you guys have heard of star seeds, right? Most of you guys know what that is. Aliens, or also like that, or maybe otherworldly beings, or well, they're making me feel like this person, universe is making me feel like you come from a different realm. More specifically, the angelic realm. This group feels like you either escaped from the angelic realm and decided to incarnate as a human, whether it's, or maybe this is something that the universe is kind of like laughing at, like almost like, what are you doing here? But it's more so like, of course, the universe knew or knows, but it seemed like you definitely had a golden mind. I'm sorry, it feels like angel. I'm sorry, it does feel like angel. There's certain times where I feel there's an angel that I'm speaking to. And this is one of those cases. So you either agree with the universe to really come here, to really experience the human, I guess, consciousness, or you literally escaped. There's a purpose for you to be here, and I think a lot of it has to do with seeing the world or gaining a different perspective, because the world that you know, or how you knew it, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to refer to you as an angel. They're not making me say any other way. The world that you knew in the angelic realm, maybe it's because it doesn't have, I don't know, I've never been there, at least to my knowledge, or at least I don't have no recollection of it, but I would assume, or I would think, that there is no sadness, there is no pain, and I think part of the purpose was to really experience some of these other aspects of what life could be. This is the type of person where I feel like, it's like people may look at you like, you must be new around here, because sometimes you may see people behave a certain way, be like, why are people like that? And people may look at you be like, that's normal, like, how long, were you born yesterday? And I feel like it's because you have a certain, I think you came here with a certain idea or certain concept when it comes to just like people's nature in general. And I think you come from a place of good. So I think you're actually naturally a good person. You could be very sweet, someone who's very caring, very giving. I think you definitely care about the world. You care about people in a more general aspect, and maybe also in a more specific aspect as well for the people that you are closest with. But I do feel like this, you do feel like an angel. And I may not know exactly what the reason is as to why you came here. Maybe that's too beyond my human, comprehension. But they're making me feel like you wanting to experience a different perspective, a different side to what you've been used to as an angel. I'm sorry, I keep having to say it. It feels kind of weird to say that, but let's begin. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is the card that indicates the playing started from the bottom down here. This is the card that indicates for me that you may go through a lot of difficult situations, but you'll also always find yourself to be lucky or fortunate. So maybe in certain situations you would, people may be like, you know what, I want to give up. You're like, well, you know what, at least my lights are still on, at least I still have food on my plate. Like, the universe is really commending you for being so optimistic, and so even in the most unfortunate situation, you still find a way to feel fortunate. Most people don't do that, but I would imagine angels would. But yeah, I kind of feel like you definitely, maybe no matter how much or how little you have, to you it's like, I'm grateful, I'm fortunate. Like, Queen of Pentacles right here. Very nurturing energy. You care a lot. There's a movie on Netflix called I Care a Lot, which I absolutely love. It's not like that though. If you ever watch that movie, it's not like that. It's not, that's fraudulent. But this came, so you really do care about people a lot, and you care about people's well-being, even if you don't know them. I think you care about this planet, this world's being. I think you care. You have a great sense of humanity. And when we say humanity, we're talking about that good nature. Even though there's many aspects of humanity, but when I say it in this sense, it's really that good nature that you would think that everyone should be born with. It seems like you have a lot of. Once again, this also indicates for me, you will have it's either a prosperous life or a life in which you never feel like you need anything as well. This is also, very much a motherly type of energy. They're saying that, the universe is saying that they also love the fact that you really want the best for everyone. They're giving me an example, saying that if, like, you tend to sacrifice a lot of maybe what you have and what of yourself for the sake of others. If it means that, like, for example, if they're giving this huge example, like, if you have to suffer, if you suffering means that the whole entire world would not have to suffer anymore, you will take that burden. And I know that's huge, and not everyone would say that and think it's normal to say. We also have the World card. The World card, the way I interpret it, is always soul mission, soul purpose. There's a soul goal that you came here to achieve. For you, it has to do with higher consciousness or higher knowledge on a soul level. this is to really broaden your perspective. Because I get the sense, and I'm pretty sure of it, that the angelic realm is a lot more happier and a lot more better as far as conditions and as far as maybe just, maybe, there isn't poverty. Maybe there isn't world hunger. Maybe there isn't, a global war or pandemic or corruption. And so the universe is the universe acknowledges that you do have a purpose here, and you will fulfill that purpose, because you will experience things that will feel very foreign to you, but to other people they'll be like, this is just how the world is, like, where have you been? And I think you do have a purpose into maybe not on a real big scale, but really to bring some type of light into the world. Or just a light with people around you. Now we also have the Six of Wands. Believe and succeed. I feel like you're definitely, the universe is also acknowledging you have a sense of popularity amongst let's just say spirit team and people. I'm getting like other angels. They're also making me feel like when it comes to you, when it comes to success and like popularity or status, it's like you accept it, but you don't want to have success if it means other people will suffer or other people will feel like it's a competition. Like, you don't want any type of toxicity in that sense, you know what I mean? So this could also indicate that your way of being successful could be a lot different than other people, or this could also mean that what you may end up doing in this life as a career is something that's a little bit more different. I feel like you also have a righteous way of viewing money. I don't think you really desire to be rich. Like, that's not your goal, and if it is your goal, it will only be just to help other people. I almost feel like the universe is like, why are you here? Like, almost like the universe is like, I warned you that this could be the case for you. This could be the life that you it's not the same. But I almost feel like you realize that, like, you know what, I know that, but I still want to see. I still want to experience this, and maybe I can help. And we also have Pisces. So this is like psychic energies. It's also intuition. It's also very much someone who dreams. I think the dreams that you have are very vivid to the point where it feels like you're there. And the universe is almost like, yo, you are there. So you may sometimes even astral project back to the angelic realm. But my theory is that it could be of a high vibrational level to where most people would not be able to be there for long, but maybe you're different. This is a deep knowing. Deep knowing. You have hidden deep knowledge. It's not that you keep it a secret, it's just that you feel something that most people would find to be maybe odd or just different or unique. Like, for example, the fact that maybe something that seems normal and that has been going on in this world for decades or ages, you find to be like, why is it happening? The point is, Pisces represents a deeper knowing, that many people would not have. We also have the ego. The ego literally says connection to the angelic realm, spirit. When you sleep, those are the moments in which you definitely reconnect with those that you've left behind in the angelic realm. But you didn't really left behind because they're still around you all the time. Universe is making me feel like you're actually quite popular with them. So, so they definitely take the time whenever you put yourself in the state into where it becomes more vivid and more materialized to visit you. But once again, the universe is pretty much saying you really exhibit these angelic qualities that you've had as a soul. I really feel like your soul could be an incarnate angel. And I think it only makes sense that those type of qualities will still exist, will still be present in the 3D. And the universe is saying that this is kind of why the universe is like, okay, I don't know how to explain this. The universe is kind of saying like, yo, okay, this is why I allowed this, because I knew you were going to have a impact. I knew you were going to make a difference. You're meant to be the embodiment of hope, optimism, happiness, and joy. Doesn't mean you're not going to go through things, of course, but you're meant to be a light. We also have compatibility. So I don't know why I got this. It's so random, but your partner that you may meet, as far as a romantic partner, I believe they are the same as you. And I think you guys both traveled here, as far as from the angelic realm to here. And you guys did agree to meet again. I get the sense that their partner might be foreign, or at least different from you. And that was intentional. Because it's going to have a huge impact. You may have incarnated into a family in which it's there's some cultures or traditions that doesn't necessarily allow you to really date outside what they feel would be normal. And I feel like the same with this partner that you agreed to be with. But you guys are the same. You guys are twinning. What is your purpose? What is your purpose, you say? The universe is wanting to give you this reminder. We have love. My theory. The angelic realm is a place of unconditional love. And I believe you embody that. And it's just something that you are meant to spread. And I think you genuinely have love for everyone, especially humans. You're meant to show that and be an example. And I think whatever relationship that's coming through will be proof of that. I don't think it's going to be, I feel like you and this person that's incarnated with you, it's like, I get the sense that you may be incarnated into a person who has traditions or cultures that are the complete opposite of who your partner incarnated as. And you guys come together. And it makes the most obvious example or obvious proof that love is love. So, Papa Hunter, I hope this did not make you feel burdened or make you feel like, shook in a bad sense, but this is just the message that I got. The universe favors you. I mean, I don't want to put you above everyone else, but the universe definitely favors you because the universe has kind of given you the ultimate task. Is to spread the message of love, which is what the universe which is the point the universe is saying. You have this huge task. So, and you're going to do it. And you have been doing it. And then when you do meet this partner, you both are going to do it. And I see a big impact it's going to have on people. I think this union is going to be shocking in some aspects, but there's going to be so much love there. It's going to be undeniable to where how can anyone tarnish this or say anything bad about this? And that's the effect it's supposed to have. You are going to change the world, even if it's just within your own circle, but I feel like the love that you are going to radiate and give is going to spread. Favorite pile, of course. Favorite pile. Pile number 3, I hope that you enjoyed this message. I'm a little shook, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little shook. I was not expecting this. So I may have to take a break a little bit before I get to the next file, but hopefully you enjoy this, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. What is up, pile number 4? We're about to find out what is the universe's favorite thing about you. This is for those who picked the black tourmaline stone. The cards that they gave us are the Knight of Cups in reverse. Can barely see these cards on camera. Sorry about that, y'all. We have the 2 of Pentacles. We also have the 3 of Cups in reverse. We have number 7, Daydreams and Decisions. This is the 7 of Cups. And we also have Aries. We have Restriction. We have reparenting yourself. We have letting go. Pile number 4. This is a very, the energy that I'm feeling is like, I don't know if you have many friends or if you just have, I feel like maybe it's something that you say or stuff that you believe in or just, you come across as very polarizing. Someone who maybe triggers a lot of people, or maybe it just triggers things within yourself as well. I also get this is a group who could possibly have maybe some doubts. Like if you're spiritual, I feel like you are someone who really may even have doubts, or maybe really freely express those doubts. Because being a spiritual person, sometimes what happens in the spiritual community is that there's a message that, you must always have faith, you may always be optimistic, things like that. I feel like you don't really conform to that idea, and you find it completely normal and perfectly fine to really express those doubts. Also, for those of you guys who maybe practice a certain religion, I'm getting the sense that you could be someone who may practice it, but you still question a lot of it, and you feel like this could actually coexist. Like, you're not someone who's, I almost feel like you could be an atheist who still maybe enjoys some aspects of religion, or even some spiritual aspect, or some things that could be related to God. That's just an example, but I feel like there's something about what you believe or what you say or how you just function through this life that could be maybe very polarizing to people. People may not agree with it, and you're just like, what's the big deal? This could also be like the people who, like, for example, this is an example, if you are a practicing Christian and you just so happen to be gay, and it's like you're proving a hidden truth that most people maybe not necessarily want to realize, or maybe haven't realized, is that there's some things that could be maybe conflicting of each other could actually coexist. And for that example alone, that could also be an indicator that maybe, just maybe, there isn't necessarily a problem with being gay. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there, but that's just my example, is that I feel like there's a polarizing energy with you, and it's meant to trigger and really question how things are, and maybe if there is some type of contradictions, that maybe they can actually still coexist. The universe favors this in you because it really enlightens people that there's many ways to live. It's just not one way or this way. It could be this way or this way or this way. You know what I mean? And you're the embodiment of this. We have the Knight of Cups here. With this card, and it's like, this is not normally the interpretation for the Knight of Cups in reverse, but I feel like with this card, it gives me like someone who doesn't necessarily care about maybe these institutions or maybe these beliefs. You may find it to be, something that actually causes strife more than it actually helps, as it's supposed to do. Someone who definitely who feels indifferent, at the very least, when it comes to, I'm getting a sense it's like spirituality and things, which is kind of ironic because you're watching this, but this just proves once again, if that is the case for you, then this is exactly what the universe is saying, is that you may not believe in this, but yet you still are open to it. You still you still feel that you have every right to believe what you feel, but still be able to engage and still be able to maybe even enjoy certain spiritual aspects or certain religious aspects about life. I get like the sense that in general, that what people maybe tend to care about too much, and things that typically cause maybe arguments or disagreements, you don't care about. And you find it to be like, what's the big deal? It's just religion. What's the big deal? We all believe in some type of higher source. What's the big deal? We're all people. We're all human. Like something like that. We also have Two of Pentacles. Can I just also say, the universe is making me say this, it's almost as if you don't have even tolerance for people who tend to live their life by one way and one way only, without any you know, openness to other ways of being. Let's continue. We have the Two of Pentacles. This is there's a duality, but there's also polarity with you and the embodiment of you. For you, it's like you can be both things, but you can be neither. You can be one thing, or you can be another. The example that they keep giving me is, like, for some reason, religious and beliefs and things like that. This could also be, like, political. Like, maybe I can be a conservative Republican, but that does not make me, you know, blah, 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 blah. Or I can be a Democrat. You know, those type of man-made constructs. I feel like those type of things that you're like, why are people so, why is that a big deal? Like, I almost feel like a lot of times you may even ask yourself, like, are people just dumb? But this is also speaking about the indifference that I feel like you kind of exhibit a lot of times. And I think the universe especially favors this because, once again, it's meant to shake up people's perspectives and those foundations and maybe some of the rules that society has placed that don't necessarily matter. You're kind of meant to do that. And you're probably watching this like, okay, like that's based off my own volition, which could still be true, but the universe still likes that about you. So we also have the Three of Cups in reverse. Once again, this is the polarizing effect that you're going to have. I think you're perfectly fine with not having a whole army to back up your beliefs and your statements. Because honestly, based off of this, if this is who you're embodying, this is what the universe is making me feel like, I would even find myself agreeing to a lot of the things that you would have to say. But I think because it's going to probably be so out the norm. I had this one debate a long time ago, I'm not saying, but they're making me bring up this debate that I had. I had this debate, and I forgot what was said or what was the inspiration. I think it was like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was going through like some type of crazy breakup situation. But I got this. It was during the debate, during this situation, and I think what was said was that Tiger Woods. I mean, I don't really want to talk about Tiger Woods, but since I already mentioned him, Tiger Woods' girlfriend, I guess, had used a golf club to cause physical harm on him, and blood was splattered and things like that. And the person who I was watching that with laughed at that. Now, granted, it was probably because of infidelity, which I'm just like, yeah, for me. But my only thing is, my stance is that it was violence. And that's why I'm like, okay, I can't agree. But when it was shown, the person who was watching it with me was kind of cheering. And I said, okay, but what if it was the other way around? What if it was Tiger that used a golf club to cause physical harm on her? Would you still be cheering? That person said no. And I was like, so wouldn't the debate, or wouldn't the solution be there should be no domestic violence rather than a man should not? Because this person was saying a man should never hit a woman. And I'm like, that's true. But at the same time, there should be no violence on anybody's part. Why is it that, it's sometimes okay for, a woman to go ham physically on, you know, their partner, or just men in general. I find that happens a lot of times, and it's because some women know that men are it's a lose-lose situation for some men. You know, a lot of times they feel like, okay, if I hit her, then I would be shunned because you're never supposed to hit a woman. But if I just take it, then I still would be shunned because now I look like a punk. But that was the debate. That was the question I asked, and they were very offended that I even asked that, or even mentioned like there should be violence on no part. Why is that so controversial? But this is just an example of what I feel like you just looking at the situation objectively, how much it could cause a polarizing effect. Okay, I'm going too long with this whole, sorry, but you guys understand what I mean, right? But it's meant to question what people have believed to be wrong or right. And maybe this is something that you're going to experience yourself as well. We also have number 7 of Cups, daydreams, indecision. Once again, this is the same aspect where there's many paths and many solutions, or many ways of living. And while most people only choose these 2 paths, you feel like it's very important to really acknowledge and maybe even be open to the other 5 paths as well. I feel like you say a lot of things that make sense, but because it may be not the most popular thing to say, you may get shunned. Now we also have Aries. This gives me the energy here that I don't think you care. And I think you definitely have the type of energy in which any event that there is a debate. Sorry, let me pick this up. Any event that there is a debate, you're not going to back down. I think you're quite impulsive in that way when it comes to you stating how you feel and stating your perspective. It's almost as if you're not even thinking about how people will react to it or how people may feel. And I don't think you actually care. But I do feel like there is something about this energy that makes me feel that there's a part of you that kind of enjoys the debates and enjoys the exchange of perspectives, as long as it hopefully isn't as explosive or maybe as negative as it could possibly be. Hopefully it's still within the healthy realms. We also have restriction. Now this card is making me feel like the universe really loves the fact that you don't keep yourself in a box. This card talks about restriction that is of your own doing, which universe is saying that this is not what you do. This also speaks about, once again, like if you were born of a specific gender, sex, whatever identification, this is somebody who you freely be unapologetically. This is also speaking about your perspectives, your thoughts, and how you feel, and the morals and values that you develop and adopt. This is like you don't really care what everyone else has to say or what society has made you or maybe society wants you to believe or follow. We have reparenting yourself. Now this right here, for me, speaks about reprogramming, conditioning, because that's what's kind of been happening. I mean, in some form, like I can't even be, it doesn't have to be like on a big like, oh, corruption, like, the government is blah, 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 blah. It can even be like conditioning as far as like when you grew up, or when you were a child, you were taught to believe this, you were taught to believe that. And I feel like you are definitely a believer, someone who wants to promote being open-minded, being thinking for yourself, developing your own opinions and your own perspective. And I don't think you want to completely shun people who have a kind of a foundation that has already been set for them that they follow, even though this card does suggest that maybe that's probably something that you feel some type of way about. But I think you do feel that there's an importance to not to kind of go against the system a little bit. And if it is what you believe, if, like, just say if you are, you know, a Christian, let it be because you really want to, really because you feel that this religion resonates with you in some way, shape, or form. Not because mom and dad has always took me to church every Sunday when I was a kid, and so it's just been a habit. But yeah, I just feel like this is referring to developing your own perspectives and your own beliefs that could potentially and hopefully maybe format and overwrite the ones that has already been written for you, that you were just made to believe, but not because you actually wanted to believe. This is very controversial, and the universe acknowledges that this is controversial, but the universe also says that it's only controversial because this is how society made it to be. And in actuality, it's actually not controversial, but it's, I guess, by definition it is, because it's going to cause a lot of attention and maybe a lot of discourse and just conversation. But despite the fact that there's going to be people who may not agree with you, I do feel like there's going to be many who will. But the universe favors that because it really makes people, you know, look at life differently, live life differently, develop, you know, nuances to their perspectives and their beliefs, instead of just being all standardized. This is giving me very much Aquarius energy, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so we got letting go. Letting go. So, I do believe, I mean, you could even be an indigo child. Like, this is your presence and your position and just whatever the concept may be will, I feel, be the unpopular. And I think your purpose is so that people can really let go of what they've been taught to believe to be true. But it's not to say that if what they already do believe is something that they actually developed on their own, because that could very much be the case. But it just seems to me that this energy feels very much so like, you know what? Who says that that's the only way of living? Who says that? Like, it's always questioning authority, or questioning higher power, questioning that. And I feel like that's, people need to let go of the idea that that's something that we shouldn't do, that we shouldn't question. But it's perfectly fine, and maybe we should question a lot more. So, hey, pile number 4 is what the universe, you know, this is universe's favorite thing about you. And it seems like this is something that the universe would probably shun, but this just goes to show you that what people think isn't actually always the case. The universe actually likes this type of energy. Even if you don't believe in the universe. The universe is like, you may not believe in me, but the fact is you're questioning what people made the standard belief. You're meant to introduce a different perspective. You're meant to even, maybe shake things up to where people are open to change. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you can like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.